YouTube, what's up? Welcome to a new video. For today's video, I thought I would go into my Natasha Denona Metropolis palette and use some of the colors that I haven't used in the palette yet. So I got this for Christmas. I've dipped into a lot of the shades here, but there are a couple that I haven't tried out yet. So I'm thinking majority of the look I'm gonna do with these two colors right here. I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do yet. I'm just gonna kind of let my brushes do the talking and we'll see where we end up. I have a few videos at this point using this palette up on my channel already, so if you guys are interested in checking out some other Natasha Denona Metropolis palette looks, I'm gonna put a playlist up here and that has all the different videos that I've done so far. You can check that out too. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with a little bit of concealer on my eyelids. I just wanna kind of even out the skin tone in this area. I've been really liking doing my eyeshadow before my foundation recently, so we're gonna do that again today. I have always done that for clients, but usually on myself I would start with my foundation, and I feel like if I was just trying to quickly do like my daily makeup for work or something, I would probably still do that just because for some reason it seems quicker. But I've been really enjoying when I'm filming, just starting with my eyes, and then I'm able to clean everything up really nicely. I'm just gonna take a little bit of bronzer for my crease. This palette has crease shades in it, but they're quite warm and I want something a little more neutral. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of bronzer. And what do I wanna do? I bring this pretty high, I think. It's such a nice day today. It's sunny and 20 degrees outside. It's probably the nicest day we've had all year. Unfortunately, the bugs are still pretty bad, so I can't really go sit outside or anything, but I think we're probably gonna end up going for a walk later at least, because when you're walking, the bugs don't seem to really be as bad. My brows are also atrocious right now, so let's just ignore that. I need to sit down and pluck them, but I hate doing my own brows, so I'm just like waiting. Like maybe the lockdown situation will be lightened up a little bit in the next couple weeks and I'll be able to actually get someone to do them for me. That's pretty much what I'm waiting for at this point. My brushes are all kind of dirty and I forgot to bring my brush cleaner back with me when we came down this time. I'm just gonna try and clean this brush as well as I can. I'm gonna take this color right here, which is the color Noble, and I'm going to add a little bit of this to the outer corner of my eye and the inner corner of my eye. This is such a unique color. Kind of gray, it's kind of taupey greeny almost. It's so cool. I'm bringing it right up to that bronzer that we put down. I haven't done my makeup in forever. I'm just gonna take my little crease blending brush and just kind of blend that up into my crease as well. I guess it's not my natural crease. I'm definitely blending above my natural crease, but I'm kind of creating a new crease a little bit higher up with this color. Just going back in and intensifying that a little bit. All right, I guess we're doing a halo eye. So I'm gonna go in with this color right here. This is called Jubilee. You guys hear those birds singing outside? It's so lovely. In the city, you don't hear anything like that. I don't hear a bird ever. And here they're just singing all the time and there's so many of them and they're so happy. I feel like Cinderella. Just adding a second layer of that color. All right, and then I want to blend those together, so I'm going to take the brush that I used to apply the first color and I'm just gonna really lightly go over the edges and just start to blend. And then I'm gonna go back in with that blue color and just intensify it again. So this is just a lot of layering because these colors aren't gonna blend together very easily, so we have to kind of work with them. And as you kind of blend, you're gonna lose a little bit of the pigmentation, like they're gonna kind of mix together, and I do definitely want those two colors to like distinctly stand out. So after I touch up the color, I'm just blending again. And then I'm gonna take this little blender brush that has no product on it, and I'm just gonna start fixing the shape because like there's no shape, there's nothing going on here. The colors are just kind of sloppily put down into like a halo shape, but I wanna just kind of start blending and smoking things out and just give it that nice shape that I like to give my eyeshadow to help kind of pull everything up and out. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna leave my eyes there and move on to my face, and we can come back to them a little bit later if I want to add a little bit more on top. I'm not quite sure what I wanna do yet. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of my concealer and conceal my under eye area here. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer. I have a full review, a first impression, and then like a long-term review of this concealer up on my channel, so I'll link that up here as well if you guys wanna check that out. And I'm just gonna blend under my eye with my Beauty Blender. And then I'm gonna use my brush to just blend out this part on the side here. So I've gone really straight with this shadow, like it's coming really straight out from my eye here. I've been enjoying actually going more upwards with my shadow recently. Since I tried out that foxy eye trend, I really liked the more like diagonal cut, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling this. The colors are kind of like alien and like weird and off, so I think I'm gonna just kind of go with that theme and just kind of work with this shape that we have going on here. How amazing is concealer? I love it so much. All right, I'm gonna pop on a little bit of my YSL Fusion Ink foundation. The color is definitely a little too dark for me now, but we're just gonna pretend we don't see that, okay? I feel like these eyes are kind of like oil slick vibes, so I think I'm gonna kind of work off that as we continue on here. All right, so my skin's been doing very well recently. It's kind of healing from some cystic breakouts that I had a couple of weeks ago now. So I don't have any active acne, which is amazing, but I do have some dark spots that are kind of showing through that foundation. And I'm kind of feeling like going a little bit more full coverage today, and because I don't have any other foundations here with me, I'm just gonna build up the coverage with this concealer. And the concealer is lighter than the foundation, so it should help kind of even out the darkness of that foundation on my face too. And I'm just gonna pat that in with my Beauty Blender, try and keep the coverage in those areas and not wipe it all over with the brush. So you can see the difference, it's a lot better actually. That concealer's got some very nice coverage to it. So I'm just gonna set my under eyes real quick with my Charlotte Tilbury Genius Magic Powder. And let me just set kind of through my T-zone with that as well. And then I'm gonna let that liquid foundation just kind of set on its own. And so we'll give it a little bit of time and just go back and finish off the eyes. So I'm kind of thinking about bringing the blue along my lower lash line here. Normally I would just take that gray color and go underneath, so there's just the pop of blue on the lid, but I kind of feel like bringing that blue on the lower lash line too. So let's start with that. And I'm just gonna take a little blending brush. This is one of my favorite brushes from Real Techniques, and just really buff that out. So I want that inner waterline to be blue as well. So what brush will I use? So I just dampened this little liner brush. I'm gonna dip that into the blue shadow as well. And I'm gonna run that on my waterline here too. And maybe I'll just tightline with that as well, might as well. All right, so I'm gonna draw on a little wing here. I'm gonna use my Maybelline gel liner in Blackest Black and my little MAC angle brush that I love for this so much. And I'm gonna just try and keep this line a little bit straighter to kind of work with the shape that we're going for here. So let me go ahead and just finish this off and then I'll come back. Alrighty, so I threw on my liner and I did my mascara. I used my Dior Show 3D Maximizer Primer and my Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes mascara, and I really loaded it on there so that my lashes are kind of clumpy and grungy. Definitely going for more like grungy vibes, I think. And yeah, I tried to do my liner like a little bit straighter this way than I usually do. Usually I would go at more of like an upward angle towards the tail of my brow. This time I tried to come out like a little bit straighter just to work with that straight eyeshadow shape that I created kind of accidentally at the beginning of the video. I'm just going to do my brows now. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Legendary Brows. I have mine in the color Supermodel. I'm just gonna use gel today because my brows are such a mess that I feel like I'm just like gonna focus on taming them with the gel as opposed to trying to like fill them in and reshape them, because they're just a disaster. So trying to reshape them right now, they would end up like really big and blocky, and I'm not really feeling that vibe at the moment. So I'm just gonna throw in a little bit of gel. All right, so my foundation should have set pretty much on its own by now. So I'm gonna go ahead now with a little bit of my Dior Bronzer. I saw online today that Charlotte is launching new bronzers just in time for summer. They say they're inspired by her Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder, which is like my favorite face powder. It's literally the best one out there. So I'm so excited. I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow when they go on sale. It's perfect timing too, because I've been getting pretty low here. So I've been kind of starting to look around for what I want. I had decided I was gonna get the Marc Jacobs, you know, the big Marc Jacobs bronzer. It seems like such good value. It's pricey, but you get so much product and the color looks really nice. So I kind of had decided on that one, but obviously we've changed our minds. We're gonna go for that CT. And I'm just gonna contour a little bit with this color too. It's not the perfect contour color, but it's not the worst. Because of the color of the shadows that I used on my eyes, I just want something really nice and neutral for my blush. So I'm gonna use my Milk, what is this? Milk Lip and Cheek. That's all it says. In the color Werk. I really like this color. It's very natural, kind of rosy. I'm gonna take this brush here. Actually, let's try and wipe off some of that other color. That other color is very bright. So I'm gonna take this brush, dip it right into the product, take any excess off on the back of my hand, and then go right in. So I'm gonna start on the apples of my cheeks and kind of work it back. I do really like this blush. It smells not great, like Play-Doh. I think they're a quite natural brand, so they don't put any fragrance in anything, which is why it has that smell, of course. Just bring that up over top of the bridge of my nose a little bit too. Maybe a little bit up here. Okay, that looks nice. We need highlight, obviously. I think for my highlight, I'm gonna use my Flawless filter. So usually I wear this underneath my makeup, but because I'm going for like that kind of grungy, like oil slick kind of vibe. I'm gonna use a little bit of this guy. It gives definitely more of like that oily look to the skin. I kind of want to use a brush to blend that in because I feel like if I use my finger, I'm gonna start moving product around too much. So I'm just gonna flip over this little brush that I have here that's double-ended and just really lightly pat that into the skin. And then just because I can't resist, I'm gonna take a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronzing Glow highlight and just pop that right on the very top of my cheekbones. And just kind of buff that in a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna start for my lips with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip Liner. This guy's getting so small. Luckily, I have about 10 other ones. Okay, and then I'm gonna use this gloss right here. This is the color Blondie by Charlotte Tilbury. It's kind of like a peachy, glittery gloss. Gonna go with our vibes. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I have this written down as a sort of series idea in my phone where I go through all my palettes and I do looks using colors from the palette that I haven't used before. I think that that's a fun video idea because I feel like we all definitely sort of stick to our comfort zones when it comes to our eyeshadow palettes. And I definitely have colors in all of my palettes that I've never used. If you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up so that I know to do more. I think that would be a really fun series to do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave me a comment down below so that I know you are here, and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.